prices are coming down, incomes are going up, but still many Americans say they are struggling. Look here, Oxford Economics finds that despite some stabilization, America's housing affordability remains considerably worse than 5 years ago. Let's bring in Unleash Prosperity co-founder and former Trump economic advisor, my friend Steve Moore. Hey, Steve.
Hi, Lauren. Great to be with you.
Okay, how do we get more Americans to buy homes?
Well, by the way, the rising price of homes is a double-edged sword because for people who own homes, this is always left out of the story, Lauren, that it's people who own homes, it's their principal form of equity is the ownership they have in their home. So everybody who owns a home would rather have the value of the house go up rather than down. If you want to see what happens when values of houses go down, go to Detroit, and you'll see just an amazing amount of wealth that was just wiped out.
Gen Z wants to be able to own a home. They do want the white picket fence and the 2.2 kids. How do we make that happen?
So one of the things that I've advised the president to do is why don't we get rid of the capital gains tax on the sale of a home? Because what's happened, Lauren, over the last 40 years is you've seen this gigantic increase in the value of homes, and people cannot, they're locked into their house. They can't afford to sell it because if they sell it, they're going to pay this enormous capital gains tax, so they hold it on till death to avoid that tax. So I believe if the president just said, okay, no more tax on the value increase of a principal primary residence, you would see huge numbers of homes go on the market. And Lauren, you know this, you're a good economist. When you increase the supply of something, the price of it goes down. But also, you know, a lot of the housing crisis is a result of local and city zoning laws that have prohibited the building of affordable housing and multifamily homes in a lot of areas where there's a lot of demand for housing. So a lot of this has to be dealt with at the state and local level.
I want to pull up a chart that you provided, Steve, and it shows real household income has increased across all income levels under President Trump. This is good news. So why does it not feel like this when we show polling where Americans are saying we are in an affordability crisis?
So, you know, the first term of Trump, which you're looking at there on the chart, saw enormous gains in income, and especially look at that compared to what happened under Biden, the blue bars. I mean, so Trump families saw a big increase in their incomes under Trump. And by the way, that doesn't even include the value of their 401k plans that went up very considerably, both in Trump's first term and so far in his second term. So far in the first 10 months of this year, the median family income is up by about $1,200. That's after inflation, Lauren. So that means that their wages and salaries have gone up faster than inflation. So to some extent, this affordability crisis is a mythology. People can afford more. And incidentally, we know that, Lauren, because look at what's happening with the amount of money people are spending. Look what happened on Black Friday with the 10% hit. If people don't have the money, how can they go out and be spending this kind of money on Christmas presents? So I think to some extent, there's an exaggerated affordability crisis. Now, look, I understand people want to buy a steak or you want to buy coffee or you want to buy a home. Those prices are high. But how about the price of gasoline, Lauren? We don't talk a lot about that.
$2.99 today, Steve.
Yes,
nationally.
Yes.
Nationally.
We got a two handle.
I think
and it was $5 a gallon under Biden. Remember that? So people tend to, there's some interesting psychological studies that have been done that show people focus on the things that are going up in price and they don't pay attention to the things that are going down in price, like gasoline and other types of items that you buy.
We need to convince them otherwise in time for November 2026. Last one quickly, if you can explain this to me, Steve. Elon Musk says AI and robotics, they're the only means to solve the more than $38 trillion national debt crisis. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
You know, look, how do you grow the economy? You grow it two ways. You grow your labor force, you know, more people working and more working workers being more productive. And we're going to see the biggest productivity revolution in the history of mankind over the next 20 years. It means we'll be able to produce 2 to 3 times as much product as we did with the same number of man hours. So that's going to huge increases in output, and so I'm very excited about the AI thing. You know, I'm on the board of a company now, Lightspeed. We build houses with robots. I mean, so we're going to be able to cut the price of a new house by 40% just by the productivity improvements. This is going to be an exciting period. I wish I could see the whole thing. I hope I'm old enough to, can live long enough to see the fruits of this revolution.
You keep taking the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say it is so exciting to be on the ground floor of this new revolution.
Well, Lauren, you're 20 years younger than me, so you're going to get to live through this. I'll be dead.
Oh, Steve Moore, stay alive. We love you.